How do you pull this tool? Where do you pull it from? How do you get these levels, Alex? Well, today I'm going to show you guys how I use a fixed ranged volume profile tool in order to find levels, to find confluences, to find areas of interest where the price is going to go to. Okay, so let's jump into it. I've already got a blank canvas here ready for us to go. And I've had a lot of people over the past couple of days asking me like, okay, fixed range volume profile. Yeah, great. It's good to use. Fixed range volume profile. It's great to use. It's over here on your left-hand side. Okay. Over in the tab, fixed range volume profile. Okay. Now I have it up here on my favorites and I use it a lot. Okay. So you pull it across, you get some data of some volume. Now this is going to give you the volume between pull 1 and pull 2. Okay. We all know this, right? We all know this. But where do you pull it? Do I pull it over here? Do I pull it over here? And for me, we need to start from the top-down analysis, like always, and find areas of interest, okay? So areas of interest. So how do I find areas of interest now that we're all the way up here? Because Bitcoin, as we can see, has moved all the way up here, and we clearly have no data up here. We have no data up here. We can pull the little ones in between here. Of course, we'll do that later on in the video. But where can I look for price to move? So we're going to go simply to the left, to the left, to the left. Now, if you don't have anything to the left, then it's not very useful. But we do have stuff to the left. So this is how I have found levels where I look for price to have a reaction when price comes up to it. So we can see that we have a big area here. So first things first, I'm going to see that, okay, this is the area right here. So we can see it starts here and it works all the way over to here. Okay, so this is my first area that I'm going to pull, and I'm only going to pull it until volume or till price action falls out, and price action falls out. You can see that there. So we're gonna pull this across right now from here to here. Now this is general, right? From here to here. Now look at this. Alt H, baby, Alt H. So Alt H here, Alt H here, and Alt H here. Okay, so we got 3 levels of interest already. Wow, amazing. What the heck's that going to do for us when price is trading in here, Alex? Well, we're going to have to go into here. So we can go into these areas and find specific areas where we can find confluence. Okay, so we're going to pull this area. We're going to pull this area. And we're going to pull this area. Okay? And then maybe we can pull up this area, but we're not that close to this area, so I'm not going to pull this just yet. If we do work our way up to this area, then I'll pull this area and this area. So I'm going to use different areas throughout my charts where I can find volume. Okay, so let's zoom in to this area here. So we zoom in, we can see that's this price action, but it is quite a long time. Okay, this is quite a long time here. On the daily, we got 66 bars, okay? 66 days. That's a lot of volume, right? So we can pull from here to here. You can see that I'm not going outside of this area here, this key level of that we marked out from the top, and this key level here. And now we can expand this here, and we can see where volume has a reaction. Okay, so for me, I want to look for the spikes. Okay, I want to look for these spikes here, and I want to look for these spikes here, so I can find where price is going to have a reaction, okay? So for here, I can see that spike just started here. So I'm going to mark out a horizontal here. I'm going to mark a horizontal at the point of control here. I'm also going to mark out the value area low. And if we want to be very particular, we can see that instead of marking out this one up here, this one up top here, you can see this volume node here. So we're going to pull this down to where this volume stops, okay? Because you can see the big chunk here. Now, this is what I like to do. You can see the big chunk here, right? Before we get this little hole, okay? And then we have another reaction here. So we know that price is going to move fast through these holes, okay? Fast through these holes. That means we don't have a lot of price action there, so a lot of volume. So price is going to move swiftly through these areas and then be stopped by the next volume node, okay? So for me, I'm going to pull this level here down to where this box ends, okay? So this is more of an area here that price is looking to trade the most, okay? And you can actually pull this down a little bit more to the point of control. So that's kind of my key area that I'm looking for price to trade in from where we are right now on our price action, right? So I'm trying to narrow down where price is going to react. So I will turn the main ones red. Okay, so now I know that the main area of the price action is going to be red. Okay, so from here, I can also go back to the previous one. So I'm going to delete this FRVP. I'm going to go and try and find Confluence through here. So I'll go back to this one, and I will pull volume from, let's say, here to about, we want to stay in between these lines, right? In between these lines. So we pull it to here, right? And look, we have a volume spike right in the middle, but we're aware that volume wants to work its way around in here. And there's another data point right here that was key in this area. Okay, so we're going to pull this value area high here. We can see the spike in volume here for another level. Okay, so this is basically, let's change this to purple so we know, I believe it's this one. Yep, there we go. And this is how I'm going to pull these areas in order to build confluence with my price targets over to where we're trading out now. So now that we zoom out, we can get some key areas where price is going to react. Look at that. So now we have levels in which we can give to you guys, which I do in the free Discord every single day. I give my levels. I'm live Monday to Friday, early in the morning, getting you guys those levels and those early trade setups every morning. So if you're enjoying this content, don't forget to like and subscribe and join us in the free Discord. The link is in the description below. We would love to have you. Okay, so now we can go into the nitty gritty where we can narrow down this price within the range. Okay, so I did that all on the daily, right? But we can see that we have key levels where we're looking for price to drop to. Let's actually pull this one up here. This one is, I believe, would be important too, just to get an idea of where price could possibly come to, because this is our next stop in the road. Okay, so we pull the volume from here to about here, right? And we can see, look at that, point of control. And that was from the previous range. So pretty cool, right? So that's a main key stop of a volume node. Look how thick the volume is there. So we can adjust this one a little bit lower to find suit with that, and we can make this one red too. So we know that's the key level of where we're looking. And then we get this key level of resistance as well. So if we do come up, we could bounce off of here, or we could bounce right off of here. So this gives us very good levels in order we can build confluence just with the fixed range volume tool. Now let's go over to where price is trading now. So I'm going to jump into the 4 hour or the 1 hour. Okay, so initially I'm going to go with the 1 hour because we don't have a lot of data here. So I'm going to go over into the 1 hour here, and I will get this up on our screen. I will expand the zone. Okay, so without using Fibonacci, without using anything, we just grab the volume range profile. Now, where am I going to pull it from? I'm not going to pull it from this big wick that we had push us up here. I'm going to come in front of that wick, one move, okay, because we got to be a bit more precise when we're on the lower term time frame, and we're going to pull that across there, okay? So beautiful. We can see that price has chopped within this area quite dramatically, right? It has come back to it. We've dropped down, and we've popped back up, right? We've come up, we've popped back down, okay? We've come up, we've come back down. So what am I expecting here? I'm expecting price to come up and come back down, right? So very simple way of using the fixed range volume profile. Until we get the volume in order to push ourselves out of this area, we look for that reaction on price. Now see, before price even got up here, before this move even got up here, we can see that the horizontal from those previous ranges that we pulled came up and has been touched, okay? Touched perfectly almost, okay? That's amazing. Now, we know that there's a key level below us here around 32,832. So we know that we have support below us. If we do lose this level, we could look for a bounce there, right? We also know that we have previous highs from below that we can also trade as well, okay? So this just gives us a level where we can look for maybe a bullish divergence to fire off and push us up, or some exhaustion where we can look for price to have a bounce from or push through, come back up and retest and continue its way down. So these levels can help us build confluence within our trades where we can look for reactions on price in order to trade them. Now, how do we mark this out now? So for me, I look for the lows, and I also look where volume exits the areas. So we're going to mark out this, and this will be our demand zone, right? And this will be our supply zone up top here, right? Supply, right? And then if we want to break this down even more, we can pull some fibs and stuff like that. And I can show you that in a previous video, how I use Fibonacci, golden pockets, and things like that in order to build confluence with your trades. So that's basically how I go through previous price action using the fixed range volume profile in order to build confluence. I hope that helps. I hope that clarifies how I use it in order to build levels. But overall, it's a great tool to have in your tool bag for when you're trying to break down the charts and where you're looking for price to go. So remember, add that fixed range volume profile to your arsenal of weapons to help you build confluence throughout your charts. Much love to every single one of you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. God bless and have a great day. Peace.